This is Hino's Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. We keeping a foot on the what? On the next. We keeping a foot on the what? On the next. Now let's get on to the video. Gervonta Tank Davis. This is the stuff that I was trying to tell you guys, man. Yesterday was Hino's Sport's way of bragging, basically, about Gervonta Tank Davis. Now we're gonna get a little bit more serious with the brag. We still gonna brag. We still gonna pop our collars. We still gonna say, and the prediction king strikes again, and the prediction king strikes again. But at the same time, we're gonna sit here and we're gonna enjoy the spoils of what we talked about. So hear me. Well, Ivan Redkach is embarrassing himself. If I was Ivan Redkach, I would go sit down somewhere and what? Higgity fucking hush. Let me say it again. If I was Ivan Redkach, I would go sit down somewhere and what? Higgity fucking hush. You're looking like a fool, dude. You're making Gervonta Tank Davis legend grow bigger and bigger here. He bum bashed you in 2 rounds. Could you imagine if he goes 10 to 11 rounds with you? Ivan Redkach wants that get back because he got embarrassed. The social media press is saying that a lightweight bum bash a welterweight, a full-fledged variation of a welterweight. And to make matters worse, Ivan Redkach is making it seem like Gervonta Tank Davis ducked him. What kind of Rudy Poo and Plum Brainism stuff is that? What kind of classic Doden Troglodytism stuff is that? What kind of ultra fanboy with the ultra fanboy rhetoric stuff is that? I told you guys, boxers, trainers, promoters, all alike, they can be ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric. Here's the cold-hearted, the unadulterated, and cutthroat true teller fashion. Ivan Redkach, I done told you already. Number 3 for the number of what? Confirmation. Go sit down somewhere and what? You see the finger wagging. Higgity fucking hush. Gervonta Tank Davis just used true alpha economics on you. He basically said you're a tune-up for anybody. And he advised you and he talked you off of the ledge of not firing Sean Porter. I would agree and I would second Gervonta Tank Davis' assessment of that. Sean Porter will wash your ass. Let me say it again. I agree with Gervonta Tank Davis, and I agree 1,000% with his assessment. Sean Porter would wash your ass. And if I was you, Ivan Redkach, I wouldn't even think about fighting the likes of Sean Porter because you're going to get exposed. You're going to get exposed. Let me say it again. You're going to get exposed. Here's the cold-hearted, the unadulterated, and the cutthroat true teller fashion. So hear me. Well, the bottom line is this. And we have to look at the underlying truths and we have to peel the onions and the layers of this. Gervonta Tank Davis, if he goes 10 to 11 rounds with you, Ivan Redkach, matter of fact, he won't even need to go 10 to 11 rounds with you. If he just goes 3 or 4 more rounds, you are risking your boxing career at this point. I done told you guys, Gervonta Tank Davis is a mini package of a what we call Mighty Mouse iteration of Roy Jones Jr. meets Mike Tyson. Let me say it again. Gervonta Tank Davis is a mini package iteration of Roy Jones Jr. meets Mike Tyson. He's Mighty Mouse. Guys are understanding this term now. Guys are now giving Gervonta Tank Davis his truest and his most properest levels. This is what I told you guys yesterday about Sparring Wars. It could do 1 or 2 things for fighters. Now everyone's understanding the power of sparring. If you didn't understand that, and you was a casual, or you didn't understand that because you lack the true boxing eye test, now you understand that. Let me say it again. If you didn't understand that because you're a casual, or you didn't understand that because you lack true boxing eye test, now you understand that. You classic Dolce and you troglodytes. You Rudy Poo, you plum breaks. You ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric. Here's the cold-hearted, the unadulterated, and cutthroat true teller fashion, reverse bias, aka detractors, aka panders. So hear me. Well, Gervonta Tank Davis is that dude at 135. He stands leagues and shoulders above the fray. This is Game of Thrones. And if this guy wants at any given point, he can tank any 135-pounder because he does 2 things special. See, when we think of the likes of a super duper hype job Teofimo Lopez variation, I get on Teofimo Lopez, but he does one good thing in boxing. He has fucking power. But here's the thing. What is power if you don't know how to use it? Ooh. What I said was so deep and profound. Let that marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. Hear me? Well, what is power if you don't know how to use it? Gervonta Tank Davis knows how to use his power. But also, Gervonta Tank Davis is a pull counter extraordinaire. Let me say it again. He's a pull counter extraordinaire. There's nobody we've seen in boxing that has pull countered to the level of the likes of a Floyd Mayweather since Gervonta Tank Davis. This is what makes Gervonta Tank Davis so unique. This is why now you guys see I say Roy Jones Jr. meets Mike Tyson. Because what was Roy Jones Jr.'s special ability? Pull counter. You get it now? Roy Jones Jr. pull counter ability. Mike Tyson power. You get the combination now? You get it now? Did it sink? Dodo heads, brain full of mush, brainwash followers. Let me say it again. Did you get it now? Did it sink? Dodo heads, brain full of mush, brainwash followers. So rehear me. You rehear me? Well, Gervonta Tank Davis is that dude at 135. There's no lightweight that could see this guy. And if he's dedicated and focused to his craft, which is really him having to deal with himself at this point, and not really any 135 pounder. Let me say it again. Him having to deal with himself at this point, and not really any 135 pounder, because he's the one that can defeat himself because of his lack of discipline or his lack of dedication. You want to name it, whatever it is. The truth of the fact of the matter is, Ivan Redkach, if I was you, I would stop the presses and pump the brakes on the nonsense. Go sit down somewhere and what? Higgity fucking hush. Gervonta Tank Davis has nothing else to prove to you. This is why you see Gervonta Tank Davis's trainer come out and say, leave the trash to the trash. That's basically what he's saying. Leave the trash to the trash. Because Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't need to answer you. And he threw the true alpha economics when he said even Floyd Mayweather, and he's one of the greats, don't get up at 10 a.m. So why are you talking this nonsense? Basically what he was trying to say is, why are you making yourself look even more stupid than you've already made yourself look? Let me say it again. Why are you making yourself look even more stupid than you already made yourself look? Just like all of these people that talk bad about Gervonta Tank Davis and they look dumb or they look hot and bothered like grits. The truth of the fact of the matter is Gervonta Tank Davis's legendary status is getting elevated the more Ivan Redkach does this fuckery that he's doing. And it's only going to make him look even more stupider. This right here is what I talked about when I said pure beta supreme and true alpha economics. Let me say it again. Pure beta supreme and true alpha economics. It's just like he knows his sport, the true alpha extraordinaire that he is. He had to deal with a pure beta supreme, i.e. a reject Robin. And the way that you see Gervonta Tank Davis is doing Ivan Redkach, that's how he knows his sport previously had to do the reject Robin. So the cold-hearted, the unadulterated, the cutthroat truth teller fashion is this, y'all. So rehear me. Well, y'all got two things y'all understood from this sparring. Don't ever disrespect Gervonta Tank Davis. You will continue to put respect on Gervonta Tank Davis's name because those two go 1A and 1B. And then the second part about this is the more you keep running your pure beta supreme mouth, Ivan Redkach, the longer and the bigger you make Gervonta Tank Davis's legend. Let me say it again. The more you keep running your pure beta supreme mouth, Ivan Redkach, the longer and the bigger you make Gervonta Tank Davis's name. So bottom line is, stop the presses and pump the brakes on the nonsense. Go sit down somewhere and what? Higgity fucking hush. This is He Knows the Sport. Checking out.